Hello, my name is Jason Perkins. I'm an attorney that specializes in Georgia workers' compensation cases. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of my Georgia workers' compensation video series. I created this series to provide you with helpful information about the rules of Georgia's workers' compensation law and the benefits available to you under it. Today, I want to talk to you about how doctors determine permanent impairment ratings in Georgia workers' compensation cases. First, let's talk about what permanent impairment is. You usually hear a couple of different terms talking about workers' compensation permanent impairment. You will hear permanent partial impairment, which is often abbreviated as PPI, or permanent partial disability, which is often abbreviated as PPD. Basically, both of these concepts are that if you end up with a permanent impairment as a result of your injury at work, that you should receive some rating and compensation for that impairment. Now, ultimately, the amount of permanent impairment is determined by your doctor. And in Georgia, doctors in workers' compensation cases are required to use a certain book to give you a permanent partial impairment or permanent partial disability rating. The book that doctors are required to use is called The Guides to the Evaluation of Permanent Impairment, 5th edition, and it's published by the American Medical Association. It's a big, thick green book, and it tries to cover any sort of impairment that you might suffer as a result of an injury or a disease. And doctors will use this book when you reach maximum medical improvement. Maximum medical improvement is basically a concept that says you're as good as you're going to get in recovering from your injury. It doesn't necessarily mean that you won't improve anymore, but doctors have done everything for you that they can at this point, and they really don't see anything more to offer you. So if you reach that point and your doctor thinks that you may have some permanent impairment, they'll use that Guides to the Evaluation of Permanent Impairment book. They'll look at the appropriate section of the book, and they will determine what your permanent partial impairment or permanent partial disability rating will be. And then at some point, that rating will entitle you to some weekly benefits or potentially a lump sum benefit if the insurance company chooses to pay it that way from the workers' compensation insurance company. Now, I hope you found this information about how doctors determine permanent impairment ratings helpful. If you have, please let me know that by liking this video or giving it a thumbs up. If you've got other questions about workers' compensation, there's two good ways to potentially get answers to them. One is by visiting our Perkins Studdard Workers' Compensation channel on YouTube, where you can watch all the videos from the Georgia Workers' Compensation video series, and you can subscribe if you'd like to be notified of future videos as they come out. The second way that you can get specific questions about workers' compensation answered is by reaching out to me and scheduling a free consultation. There's two easy ways that you can do that. The first is by calling the phone number at the bottom of the screen, or the second is by visiting our website, www.perkinslawtalk.com, where you can complete and submit our free consultation request form, and we'll contact you and get a consultation schedule. I'd like to thank you again for watching today, and I want to wish you the best of luck as you recover from your injury.